What's good, YouTube land? That Weird Collector here. Going from one black repaint to another. It's Siege Bluestreak. Yeah. Kind of obvious if you look right there in the corner, but yeah. There's the figure. There's the 35th anniversary branding. There's action shot of Bluestreak, which I don't know if his guns can pull that off, but we'll find out. Find out with me. And there are product shots. There's the white Autobot insignia right there. Bottom. Yeah. I honestly didn't think about getting this release. Because I have a knockoff of the masterpiece right here. And, well, this is the kind of, I guess, the kind of repaint I prefer to just straight the same character with a different color. I still, like, I wanted to get another chance to check out this mold, and I've only seen one of the Decepticon version of it. Oh, come on, there we go. Why am I doing it this way? I don't know. Just open up, tear open that box. Let's get at some Bluestreak. So yeah, apparently like Prowl and Bluestreak and Smokescreen, I think, are brothers, which is probably where the idea of the RID Autobot brothers came from. Well, there are also other brothers in G1. There's Sideswipe and his brother Sunstreaker, stuff like that. I think those are the only other ones that come to mind. Ooh, okay. Alright. This is the base body. It doesn't have the heel spurs flipped out. There went the... Come on. Jesus. Faceplant. Cuff faceplant. Huh. Reboot. It's easier to use nail clippers. Alright. Let's get rid of that. Let's give him his proper weaponry. And we'll take a hopefully quick look at this guy. Let's put them that so they're not in the way. Put that in his I'll put in his other hand, so he's a little bit different than his brother. But here is Bluestreak. They finally got the name back, because for so many years he's been like Silver Streak or just Streak, but he's finally Bluestreak again. It makes me wonder, why didn't they? Because the biggest thing between him and his brother Prowl is obviously the shoulder-mounted guns, but I believe Prowl does have the guns. At least, like, he's originally supposed to have the guns. Why didn't they? Because Smokescreen has shoulder guns as well. I'm kind of a little confused on why. Why? Why didn't Prowl get them? But let's take a look. He is a straight repaint of Prowl. I'm trying to look, and there's some bits. They're not remolded. They're just not painted. Okay, the biceps. No, they're not. Yeah, it's just a straight repaint. There's nothing else different. Except the placement of the Autobot insignia. And there's small paint apps different. Like Bluestreak, well, obviously he has a different color scheme, but he also has paint on his headlights where Prowl does not. Prowl has a small amount of yellow that I missed, but in the original review. But yeah, I'm I like the color scheme. I like the black, the sort of the really dark gray, and the red. It's a There's a lot more red than the last review subject, Sound Blaster. So this guy is not technically dead, but this is just his color scheme. It just happens to be a color scheme that, well, besides the red, tends to signify death in Transformers. Give him a good look at his head sculpt. Nice blue eyes, nice silver face, and the red head crest, just like we saw with Prowl. I think the only one that does anything different with it is, again, Bluestreak. But as I said, there's also a Decepticon version of this mold based off Barricade. The G1 version of Barricade, not the Energon version of Barricade, who was a combiner torso. But give you a good look at his shoulder guns. They're all right. I'm not sure how they compare to the Masterpiece, because I'm comparing everything to the Masterpiece because this is an alternate take on him, but it is the same character. So they do kind of look like I'm trying to think of what gun they look like, because they're side fed, like they're belt fed. I think at least that's what it looks like when you put them in this position. You could also put them on the other side, but I don't believe. Oh, they're tabs like that as well. Okay, but there's no way to put them. Uh, you're kind of futzing with the connection isn't. No, I mean the connection's fairly okay, but you can plug them into the shoulder. You can plug them into the bicep. Doesn't really work that well. It works well that way. It's connected more solidly like that. You can plug them in other places, in the backpack, in there, which is still a thing I love about Siege. The gimmick of put weapons everywhere. Other than that, he's got his Autobot insignia around the front of his chest instead of off to the side like Prowl. I think it was like up here. Or more, no, it's more like down on the side of the hood, the fender boob. Other than that, I've really said everything about this mold I could say in the Prowl review. He's got molded in detail, translucent plastic in his bumper feet. There's really not much I can say. You can look at the back and look how fairly skinny and empty he is. I will talk about the gun. It is the same gun as Prowl, just molded in silver instead of white. You can do a double up, sort of. It does kind of work like that, but I'd rather give them each their own gun. And just as a unnecessary comparison, here it is with its Masterpiece equivalent, and they do look. This is a kind of very squished version of this, but the look is kind of there. They're going for different aesthetics, but the detail is still there. Does actually kind of look like it. So points for that. And again, all the same places you can put it. He does not have a light bar anymore because he's not a police officer. I don't remember what Bluestreak's character actually is. Let me take one quick second. Let me look up Bluestreak while I transform him. See. Come on. Because I know Smokescreen is the gambler of the crew. Sort of. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Bluestreak. AKA Silver Streak, yeah. Is a talker. He loves to talk. Okay. Oh, we have to talk articulation as well. Oh, God. His friends realize, however, that his jabbering hides a deeper pain. At the beginning of the war, Bluestreak's home city was totally destroyed by Decepticons. He was the only survivor. It's as if by talking he tries to drown out his fears and memories somehow. That's definitely relatable. That is relatable. So articulation-wise, head is on a ball joint, good amount of range, up and down, side to side a little bit, not much. Shoulder can go all the way out on the hinge inside. It's a universal joint, so you get a full range of motion. Weird. You have a bicep swivel. Single hinge, 90 degrees on the elbow, and a wrist swivel, very nice. The doors can flap. One thing I feel is limiting about the toy, you can't flap the wings up and down. I wish you could. Waist, straight swivel on a mushroom peg. Hips, forward and back, full range, outwards, full range on a faux D10, faux ratchet. Can go do the full Van Damme. Got your mushroom pegged thigh swivel, which only goes about that far forward, that far back. Beyond 90 degrees on the knee due to transformation, but very nice knee bend. You do have your ankle hinge, which can go all that way, which is way more than you need. He does have a tiny amount of forward and backwards, way more backwards due to how he transforms, but can still get a little forward. And the the heel can fold in. So that's a pretty good amount of articulation. It's the same as Prowl, but it's still a lot better than we've gotten. What am I doing here? I'm trying to remember this transformation. Okay. Full I'm trying to remember it without looking. That's the thing. Ooh. Wait. Okay, no, I did that in Prowl. I'm just looking at stuff because it's been a while since yeah. Fold that up and out. Fold that piece in. Fold it. Do you? Yeah, it's been a while. I've transformed him recently, I think. But I don't remember the last time I actually did. Do you fold it like that? I think so. But fold the arms in. Do they tab in? I don't think so. But same thing on the other side. And we'll just leave them like that. And then bring up the legs. Oh, and we will. Okay, what did we do? What did I do wrong? What did I? Hey. Good at this thing. I am not. To this day, even. Fold the legs up. Tab the legs together. Close the door. If they will close. There we go. Fold the arms in. Keep trying to close the doors. And there you go. Here's your Bluestreak. And let's put his roof guns in. I'm not sure if you could transform him with them. You probably can actually transform him with them still in place. Is the molding there for Prowl? The molding is actually there for Prowl. So, if you want, Prowl can have them too. There you go. Alright, let's transform Prowl as well. I'm not the biggest fan of this redesign for Prowl and the gang. I still prefer the Nissan Fairlady Z. This guy. It's kind of an awkward car, in my opinion. It's like it doesn't look like a real world car to me. But yeah, you can actually transform him, either of them, with the guns on. There you go. But since they belong to Bluestreak, they can go on him. Give this guy his roof gun back. And okay. So this car, the paint job is pretty nice though. A good shot of it. Nothing we didn't see in robot mode, but it's all compact. It's all compacted itself together and put all the black in one nice stripe, which is cool. If you trying to compare it to this, I think there could be a little bit more black, but other than that, like it's fairly accurate to the color scheme. And hilariously, their arms end up in a similar place. Basically, like near the roof or under the. But I wish this mold hid the head. That's my biggest issue with it. Is the head is just hello. Well, at least this guy's head is kind of hiding. You could make it not hide, but at least I appreciate them hiding it under what's obviously the underbelly of the robot mode, which in this guy it actually just the same piece, it just folds up in here. Again, comparison to Prowl, biggest difference, the amount of paint, or at least like the black breaking up the sea of brown as opposed to This guy is kind of all white. And obviously, Bluestreak is not a police officer, so he does not have his brother's light bar. I appreciate the black translucent plastic used as opposed to this kind of weird light blue Prowl has. I don't know where that came from. Kind of silvery, kind of blue. The wheels make a hell of a lot more sense, look better with black rims than they do the translucent light blue rims, and there's no kanji on his doors. Or no Cybertronian glyphs, excuse me. They're not Japanese, they're Cybertronian. And just like Prowl, you can plug the gun up top for a triple weapon jam, which does work better when the car doesn't have to look as realistically driving down the highway or driving your local streets. Like when you put a gun on a realistic car, it kind of looks awkward. And also, I like the placement of this because it's like literally, if you imagine the seats 1 and 2, it's literally right between the seats, so it blocks nobody's view of the road. And especially, this is a Cybertronian car. Nobody's really going to be driving. But at least I don't think anybody drives. There are no humans on Cybertron. I think? I don't know the G1 cartoon well enough to know whether the humans ever went to Cybertron. I'm just going to guess that they probably didn't. But it's got 4 rolling wheels. Rolls kind of nicely, but you could plug a gun onto a gun. Yo, bro, I heard you like guns. And there's an end to that joke somewhere. And it doesn't really end well, no matter what. Action feature, you can pop the doors, but there's nothing really in there other than arms. So, best to leave them closed, yeah. But this is a solid car mode with a solid, decent transformation and a pretty solid robot mode, if not for the strange, like, the look of him, just because he's not G1, he's not G1. And I think that's the biggest potential hit for this guy, is the fact that he doesn't look G1. He's a very different take on this guy. And whether or not that throws you off is really up to your own aesthetic preference. I like it because it's a deluxe you can get on the shelf pretty easily. But I don't know. It might be a hard sell for some people. It initially was a hard sell for me until I ended up finding it and I was like, oh yeah, I don't really have a G1 Prowl. The closest I have is young RID Prowl over there, who's still probably my favorite Prowl. And funny enough, I have Energon Prowl, who I've done a review of all the way over there, so I do have a variety of Prowls. Although, I could do with a Beast Wars Prowl, if anybody wants to. The Owl. You could do the Prowl, yeah, he was an owl. Because there's a really stupid story where they turned Beast Wars, I think the second in Japan, made Ironhide, Prowl, and Silverbolt, not the Beast Wars Silverbolt, the G1 Silverbolt, into a team of beasts that also combined into one robot. Like they each had their own individual robot modes, but they then could combine into a robot. And Prowl was an owl. Silverbolt was I forget, but Ironhide was a rhinoceros. Okay. I wouldn't mind doing a review of that. Hint, hint. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this guy, I think he's worth a look at. His joints feel generally smoother than my Prowls, which is the same thing I said about Sound Blaster, but it holds true with when they redid the mold. The joints, maybe it's a mileage may vary thing, but my joints feel smoother on this one. Blah blah blah. Just isn't that a thing where people put something in their mouth to cover the fact that they edit in audio? Nobody edited in audio here. Yeah, I think this video is long enough, and you do have to one last point. You do have kind of the smaller stubs for the effect parts on both ends of his shoulder-mounted guns and the tip of the big gun, if you want to do that. He does have hard points, mounting points I didn't mention, but one on each shoulder at least. I think those are the only two, or one on each shoulder. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. We'll drive along to the next review. Maybe come along for the ride. But until then, keep it weird. Meow. Meow, space car. Meow. Bye. He will shoot you. A lot. Bye-bye.